I'm Jeremy Carroll with Movieguide, and we're on the red carpet of Monster Summer here at the Directors Guild Theater. Let's talk to some of the cast and crew. So this movie is kind of like scary but not scarring, family friendly. Is that something that attracted you to this project?
Scary but not scarring. I like that. Yeah, kind of. I think it's good. It's good to be able to make a PG-13 sort of spooky movie that doesn't traumatize kids and give them bad dreams. Some kids might have bad dreams. I mean, it's a little edgy, but...
And you've kind of stepped into these roles that you kind of become like a mentor type figure for the kids in some of these projects, like Father Stew and others.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've kind of been falling into a little more with some of these roles?
Well, one naturally falls into those roles when your hair gets white, because you get this sage wisdom. Now, I wish that were true. If the wisdom would just kick in, then I wouldn't have to pretend like I do in the movies,
And how was it working with David Henrie, with him coming out as his second directing debut?
Yeah,
how was that?
David's great. He's the nicest guy on earth. I met with him over coffee. He said, let's go to work. I said, okay. It's going to be fun, and we had fun.
I read the script, and it instantly reminded me of when I was a kid. My dad would take me from school, and we'd go watch movies. So it gave me a warm feeling. It was like this hug I got when watching movies with my father as a kid. So it brought that back to me, and I was like, okay, what are some of those movies that I can pay respect to, but at the same time do in our own way? E.T., The Goonies, Stranger Things, Monster Squad. Well, Stranger Things is new. Monster Squad, Jaws, Jurassic Park. All of these things kind of came to my mind, and I pay respect to a lot of those movies. And that was kind of my vision board, and then it's all about, time and execution and trying to bring that to life.
And this is your second movie you directed, right?
Movie, yeah.
So this was like a really important thing for you to make it family friendly.
Yes.
Why was that so important to you?
I love a spooky or scary genre because it can really teach you how to deal with fears that come up later in life. If you think of like even dated forms of storytelling like fairy tales, a lot of times monsters were used in a symbolic way to teach us greater lessons about the human experience. And this film definitely is that. So I really wanted, I didn't want to stray away from the scary elements, but I didn't want to scar. So scary, but not scar. But scare with a purpose. Identify fear, know that it should be called out and overcome. And so there's a lot of that at play in this film.
It's a lot like Goonies in a feel. You don't see much of that anymore, at least. There's so much heart to it. That's what drew me to the role. So getting to do that was so much fun. Getting to work with a lot of these guys was an honor. So
You got an awesome cast and a great director. And Mel Gibson, how was all that on set?
Oh, so much fun. And Mel is incredible. So getting to work with him and just watching him work is an honor. So
And what else do you have coming up? What are you working on next?
I just finished How to Train Your Dragon, which was a lot of fun in the time of my life, and that was a lot of fun. So that comes out next year. Then I'm filming Black Phone 2 pretty soon, and then I have a couple more projects. And when I can talk about them, I'm excited to.
So what attracted you to coming back to like a family adventure kind of movie?
I think, just exactly that. Like, isn't that the best kind of movie? I mean, my favorite movie ever is Goonies. So anything like that, Stand By Me, those are kind of the staples in my life. Anything like that is awesome to be part of.
And working with like a great young cast, how was that on set and everything with all those?
Well, it was the first time I had been on set 30 years later from Sandlot, being with a bunch of 13-year-olds playing baseball. I was the adult this time. I say I still ate at the kids section, though. It felt right,
And this is like scary but not scarring. Is there anything from your childhood? Anything from your childhood that scared you but not scarring?
Oh, God. No, I don't think, like movie-wise or just in life? Oh, man. I can think of scarring for sure. But, no, Sandlot and all those movies, when I did them when I was younger, it's very interesting to be 13, 14, 15 working. They can only work you so long, but you're doing a job. And so that wasn't scarring, but it was definitely building. It was a good foundation and, learning how to have good work ethic.
Awesome. It's good to see you again. So this is like a family-friendly kind of Goonies type movie. Is that what attracted you to the project?
Oh, 100%. I mean, even reading the description of it, the very first time, I immediately knew it was going to be genuine fun. When I read the description, it's 4 kids on an island. I was like, oh, come on, that's going to be a lot of fun to film, and it was.
You had an awesome cast, a great director, and a legend on set. How was all that combined?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, having David and Mel, they're they're so wise. They have a lot of knowledge, and you know they're willing to share that, especially to young actors like myself. And I mean, they're nothing but positive energy on the set.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And this is like scary, not scarring. Is there anything that was scary in your past that you're afraid of back then?
Oh, you know, I guess I've had a lot of spooky things happen to me. And I guess as an actor, you know, you try and use that while you're, you know, filming the scenes. And I feel like I did a lot of times while filming. I feel like it translated great to the screen, though, and hopefully people like it. Yeah.
I think the second I saw the script, I was hooked. And David Henrie's name being attached to it, I grew up watching him, looking up to him, learning from him. So it was not a hard sell, let's just say. And I actually did my audition in a hot tub underwater to really try, you know, for them to see me as the part as much as possible. So yeah, it was not a hard sell.
And how was it working with such a fun, dynamic cast? Was it just an amazing time? You have Mel Gibson.
Oh my goodness, it was incredible. I think I unfortunately didn't get to work with Mel myself, but the younger gang of kids, they just welcomed me with open arms. They had been together a little bit longer than I had when I went and came to work that first day, but they quizzed me. They asked me all the questions that first day at lunch to really, you know, get to know the new kid, and welcomed me. We have so many laughs, so many memories. I really have the most incredible time with them.
And this is kind of like spooky, not scary, not scarring. What's something in your past when you were younger that was spooky but didn't scar you?
I think I watched Coraline, which, you know what, that was straight up scary. I won't lie. I ran out of the theater crying when I was 5, but it definitely was the first time I experienced any spookiness. The first horror movie I saw was The Sixth Sense, which I absolutely love. So I would say that was the first time I was exposed to a more spooky sense, play on words, of something.
How was it working with such a dynamic cast? You got a great director, Mel Gibson.
Oh my gosh, he was amazing. Seriously, I mean, David is such a wonderful director. He taught us so many things, and he was able to get through to us since he knows that young acting side. And Mel is such a legend, so just to act with him on set was like a dream come true.
And this is like scary, but still family friendly. Is that something that like attracted you to the project?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's a spooky family adventure. There's so much heart in this film. The second I read the script, I was like, I want to do this so bad.
Yeah. And this is like scary, but not scarring. What's something that was scary to you when you were younger, but didn't scar?
Okay, I think when I was younger, The Goonies, which actually kind of relates to this film in a lot of ways, but that pirate ship at the end, like the skulls, that kind of freaked me out. I love it now, but back then I was like, you know, yeah.
And what else do you have coming up? What's going on? How are you doing?
Man, I mean, I have Zombies 4 coming up, possibly next summer, and then I'm working on original music, so yeah.
Was that something that attracted you to the project, something that's family friendly?
Yes, I love family-friendly films, and this project, the second I read the script, I was like, this is a movie every age is going to love, and I love being a part of projects like that.
And this is a great cast, like a dynamic, awesome cast, a great director, you got Mel Gibson. How was it working with everybody?
Everyone on this film was amazing. The cast, the crew, Noah, Julian, Mason, Lila, all the kids were so fun to work with. David Henrie was the best director ever. Him being a child actor and an actor still to this day, he really knows how to direct and get through to us in a unique way. So I loved working with him, and legends like Mel Gibson and Lorraine Bracco, they were incredible, and I learned so much from them on set.
It's awesome. And this is scary but not scarring. Is there anything that scared you when you were younger but didn't scar?
Ooh, okay. I think what scared me when I was younger is spiders. I was scared of spiders, but I can be around them and not freak out now, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea was that it was something like The Goonies, which is a movie that I still rewatch. It's amazing. And so I'm just always really happy to be part of anything that's going to be like something that's fun and spooky, and like Hocus Pocus was one of my favorite movies growing up. So.
And working with such a great, like, dynamic cast with a great director and everything, how was that on set?
Oh, it was so fun. I mean, I just saw Mason, and I worked with him mostly. I play his mom. So it was really fun.
I think it was just really important to us, kind of as the core creative team, David Henrie also leading with the vision, that we really wanted to kind of tap into that period of adolescence right before cell phones came out, right? Because we wanted to kind of jailbreak, I think, what today's kids experience and kind of encourage them to, like, get outside, get on a bike, and go on an adventure. Like, embrace that fortitude, embrace that bravery, find something to go do, get your friends, and go out and kind of seek that kind of adventure. That's really what it is. So that's where the time period kind of was important, right?
And what was kind of the thought or the motivation to make this kind of like a family-friendly, like scary but not spooky, not scary kind of movie? What was kind of the motivation to keep it in that level?
I think that's just where the opportunity is. I think, I grew up with such a rich library of films that were coming of age, meant for adolescents, and that co-viewing experience where parents could take their kids and both get something redeeming out of it, something meaningful out of it. And I don't think we've had something like that for a while. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that, a lot of economic reasons for that. But as an independent film, we dared to do something that no one else was doing because we saw that opportunity. We're like, we want to bring today's generation their own Goonies, right? Their own E.T. Because I think parents, they are showing their kids those same movies and recycling through that library because they cherish it so much. But we want to give this generation their own version of that.
That's a wrap from the red carpet of Monster Summer. Be sure to check out the review at movieguide.org. Like and subscribe to this video if you want to see more content like this.
If you enjoy videos that follow your values like ours and you want to help us continue, go to movieguide.org/donate because we're actually a nonprofit. You may not know that, but we're working in Hollywood every day to help families have more choices that follows their values. And also subscribe right now.